The end. Okay, so I'm here working away in my office one day, and my phone rings. Hello. It's my buddy Bernard. He's phoned me. He's given me a call because he's got two really great people that he knows that are looking for a very specific property here in the East End of Toronto. What they're looking for is an opportunity to build laneway housing as well as a complex of their own. So what they're looking for specifically is minimum 25-foot frontage with a laneway in the back and 150 feet of depth. These two guys, however, would really like to be able to do a development together where they can move their families in and do something really big. They were also willing, if the situation was right, to do two separate projects. So I decided to meet up with them and get some more details. Turns out they weren't so keen on working with me exclusively. What they're looking for, they thought, was very specific and a little bit of a niche sort of, I call it a unicorn. They also happen to know quite a few real estate agents, and they figured their best bet was to get a bunch of different people working for them. Typically, I'm not too excited about this type of client, but these are great guys and they're connected to my really good friend Bernard. So I decided to take on the work and to really go above and beyond. I was going to prove not just to them, but to myself that I could find whatever it is that I set my mind to. So this video is a look at the story of how I found them, what they were looking for, and all the great things that happened to me and my business and future clients as a result of really going above and beyond for these guys. So this is where the story really begins. This house here behind me, the semi, was the first house that we really had a lot of interest in. So what my clients actually wanted to do was to decouple this semi or buy the neighbor property. Turns out, neighbor, lovely lady, but she wasn't interested in selling. So the idea here was actually that they would demolish this side of the semi and build a new structure. The laneway in the back made this a near perfect fit for them, but obviously decoupling a semi, not that easy a thing to do, but they went forward with an offer anyway. This is where the story really gets interesting. So I went in to present the offer. I was the only agent to put an offer in on the property. And strangely enough, actually, the offer night was at the listing agent's house. Now, the listing agent's house was, I mean, it was a nice house, but it was a little bit chaotic. Phones were ringing, both her cell phone, her husband's cell phone, as well as they had a landline that was going off. They had pets running around, and I was trying to present this offer. Partway through my presentation of the offer, the listing agent took a call, left the room, and I had this time to sit with the seller and talk about my clients and what they were looking for. She was actually really interested in my clients that where we could buy off market or to be able to do a construction deal. So what ended up happening was we didn't get the house, but we got this great opportunity to meet somebody new and make a future sort of connection that we'll learn more about later. So remember the names Sia and Chris. After a bunch of failures of trying to get the right property to come out online, I finally got this idea that I was going to send very specific letter campaigns around the neighborhood for the homes that directly lined up with my clients' best interests. So we got a couple of responses, but where it really paid off was here at 946 Logan. My clients absolutely loved the location. The fact that it's a detached house on the corner of really two laneways gives them all the access that they really wanted to build their dream home here. So all that was left was really convincing the homeowner to make a move, and can we get to the right price? We were very fortunate to work with Mike on this one. He was the homeowner, not just to sell this house off market, but to get into another condo. So now I've got two deals right out of the bag for a letter campaign that I sent out to get that off market deal for my client. And we're off to a great start, and this is just the beginning of the story for these clients and all of the great business that came as a result of it. So this is the second stop on our saga to find these guys a property that really fits with their laneway access and the right frontage and depth for the property. So we actually put an offer in on all three of the properties that are associated with John's Video behind me, which at the time I was like, John's Video, like, how is that still a business? But it is. We actually had a really hard time with that because they have a vibrant business, apparently. So we put in two offers. The first one was a little bit lower, the second one higher, and it turned out to be just too complicated. There are too many different parties at play, and we couldn't bring anything together. So flush that idea, and then on to the next. Now, a couple of months later, I'm checking the FYI list in our office, which is actually just behind these houses, and I see just coming up for sale, 81 Gough. This is a great opportunity now for my second client who has not yet bought to get in there and grab something in his ideal location with the perfect lot size and the laneway access that he's looking for. Luckily, we got in and we put an offer in and got this place really quickly. So there's a happy ending now for two of my clients referred by my good friend Bernard. Okay, so you need to go back earlier in the story when I was talking about Sia and Chris. They were the people that were selling the house on Withrow. It was a failed offer attempt for Neil, but it ended up being an opportunity to take a look at an off-market property. So this house has been more or less available for about 18 months. I've stayed in touch with the sellers, and now I've got some new buyers that are really interested in a bungalow here in East York. So I brought them to see the property, and now we've made an offer. We have our home inspector going through the property right now, and hopefully we're going to firm up in the next couple of days. Now the story is ending, sort of. There's still more to come, I'm sure, but this one here at 85 Gough is a sort of leftover piece of the puzzle that we're working on finding a buyer to get into, and if we can't do that, hopefully we can get the listing. But the story continues all because of an original phone call made by my good friends. So we're at the end of this story. Well, at least the end of it up till this point. I mean, we're 18 months into the story from when I took that first phone call from my friend Bernard. We've done, I think, 5 or 6 deals. We have another off-market opportunity and plenty of other buyers that I'm sure are going to be a great fit for that, as well as the countless referrals and other great pieces of business that are going to come from the people that we've worked with. I know that the sellers over at Woodmount have other properties, and I'd love to be able to do some more deals with them. So the moral of this story is I took this opportunity rather than just dismissing them because they didn't want to work with me exclusively. I took the opportunity to really dig in and service the client, put the client's best interests first ahead of mine or anybody else's, and find them that unicorn that they were looking for. At the end of the day, everybody's happy. We got them the deals that they wanted. I got some more business out of it, and we got to service some more clients through referrals. I'm always happy to take on whatever project you have. If it's not feasible, if it's the unicorn that doesn't exist, I'll be sure to tell you I'm not into wasting my own time, but I am into finding new and interesting ways to do business. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you've got any comments, please do leave them below. Subscribe to our channel. Check out our Instagram at Chris Cook. And what is it? Halyard Group. Yeah. Check out our Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. Thanks for watching.